Hi, welcome to the Commercial Gas Engineer channel. Some quick safety briefings to help you keep out of trouble. When you get a key to go onto a roof, ensure that the roof is locked behind you, that no members of the public or anybody who shouldn't be on the roof can get onto the roof. The roof is a dangerous place when the wrong people are out there, so ensure that the door is locked. Keep an eye out, do a quick recce when you walk into a plant room for safety knock-off buttons. Also look out for trip hazards. Look for first aid equipment as you're walking through. Fire extinguishers. More trip hazards. Keep an eye out for things that you're going to knock your head on in the plant room, especially sharp edges, such as this sharp edge over here. Know where to find your first aid kit in your van. Know where it is. Watch out for noisy equipment, especially when you're around that noisy equipment for long durations. You can download a decibel meter for your phone app to see roughly how much decibels there are in a plant room, but wear air protection when need be. When working on hot equipment, ensure that you're wearing gloves and that you allow the system to cool and drain down appropriately before you work on it. Try not to work on things that are live in terms of hot live, so that you don't get burnt. You can get scolded if you're not careful. Try not to walk through a plant room looking at your phone or distracted, because you can walk into something whilst doing so. Remember, whilst working on electricity, to not get distracted. So if someone's going to ring you or something, put your phone on silent. Or if you're doing soldering when you've been given a hot works permit, ensure that you're not distracted. If someone's talking to you whilst you're working on electric, say, bear with me one moment please, because it's dangerous. You don't want to get distracted. Okay, so certain things that you're doing, you cannot be on your phone every moment. It requires even more concentration than normal. When working on electric, ensure that there's a safety mat around you. If there isn't a safety mat, make note to the powers that be that there should be a safety mat below any control panel. Ensure that you have rubber boots, and if possible, put gloves on as well when working in a control panel. It doesn't make you immune from being electrocuted, but it can reduce the impact if you have gloves on. Remember safe isolation when working in a panel. Turn the power off. Test your test equipment, your multimeter that is, and then on top of that, use a volt stick. If anything, use 2 volt sticks together to ensure that the power is off after you've used your multimeter. Then treat everything as though it were live, even though you think that it is no longer live. Still treat it as though it is live. Do not trace cables whilst there is power going through the system. Okay, I've seen people working before, and I'm sure you have, where they are tracing cables like these cables here, and they're feeling them with their hands to see where they're going, and it's live. Don't do that, because all you need is a fray wire and then you're in trouble. So turn the power off. Don't be worried about upsetting anybody. Do not work live. It doesn't matter. Yes, it doesn't matter if you have wagos to put the connection in. Still don't work live. It's not necessary. It's better you turn the power off to the building and upset people than they find a dead body on the floor. Aim not to work live. Also, when you're working, try not to leave loose cables around after you've done work. Put them in a connector block or put them somewhere safe. Put them out of the way. So do not leave loose cables around, whether it's in a control panel or in a plant room. Tape it up and pull it out the way. Do not leave it dangling. Ensure that you have appropriate ladders, and ladders that have their tags on them, their safety tags and so on, and have been tested. The rungs and so on and all of that have been checked and tested that the ladder is safe to use. And don't climb on equipment, but use appropriate steps. As you know, falling is a major hazard that happens a lot in the construction industry. Back to the electric again. When you're working on electric, ensure that you have screwdrivers that are appropriate to work on high voltage. Now you also have long nose pliers that also are capable of working on voltage, high voltage, and also have side cutters as well that are capable of working on high voltage. Have the right equipment on you. Also, watch out for asbestos, because you may not have looked into the asbestos register, although you should have. But if you haven't, there's often signs in plant rooms that there are asbestos. There aren't always signs, but look for the signs for asbestos, the A sign in the plant rooms. Also, whilst working on your own, just ensure that you have signed in and that you sign out, and that someone knows that you are working alone, that you're a lone worker in a plant room. Remember that none of this training substitutes for, or none of this what I'm telling you substitutes for appropriate training on a training course. So make sure you go on the right health and safety training courses and refreshers and so on. This is just me telling you from my own experience, near misses and so on that I've had. Stay safe. Until next time. Bye bye bye.